So welcome, you guys. I'm so excited right now because we are
Yay!
preparing for Team Empower Her, the virtual at-home edition of the Falmouth Road Race. And I'll give you a little agenda on what's going to happen today. So I'm just going to talk to you for a minute because I want to give you a little bit of background, how this whole thing kind of happened and where we got to this point now and how's it working. You can run it, you can walk it, what's happening with that. And then I'm going to hand the mic over to our trainers, which is Yancy Berry and Evan Ruiz. Hopefully you might have seen them, you might have heard of them at this point. And then we're also gonna hear from an amazing Empower Her girl who's our runner. She's a superstar. She's second place right now in fundraising for Team Empower Her. Her name's Megan. So you'll hear from her. And then lastly, you'll hear from our amazing founder and CEO, Cara Belvin. So at that point in time, if you're good, you don't need to listen anymore, you can drop off. But then after that, if you need some help setting up your fundraising page or signing up with Empower Her, we have amazing interns and staff. Interns, please wave, say hi, staff, say hi. We're here, we're gonna jump into breakout rooms. So you can go in a one-on-one room with one of our interns to get you help getting your Crowd Rise, now called GoFundMe, page set up, and any other questions that you might have. So I also enabled the chat. So if you do have questions as we go throughout this, write it in the chat, interrupt us, and I'll go ahead and address your question and answer whatever else or comments and address whatever other concerns you might have. Okay, awesome. Can everybody hear me and see me? Any issues on the technology end?
You're good to go.
Awesome, thank you. So I first just kind of want to acknowledge what's going on around us. I know that it's been really topsy-turvy this year. We've definitely felt it at Empower Her. So as you most likely know, the Falmouth Road Race is a coveted race off of Cape Cod, Massachusetts. So I'm trying to be on theme. I actually have a map of Cape Cod behind me right now. It's not a backdrop, it's not a green screen, it's this huge map. I'm here on Cape Cod, Massachusetts right now to spend some time with my family this summer. So the world as we know it, it's changed, right? So we felt that especially with our Falmouth Road Race, because for the past few years, we have ran the Falmouth Road Race as a team. We've collectively raised so many funds, and it's been an amazing community event taking place at the end of August. Now, with the world in the condition that it is, the Falmouth Road Race changed their structure of the race to no longer be in person, but to be a virtual event. And the virtual event says that you can still run the Falmouth Road Race and cross the finish line as long as you complete the 7 miles in between August 15th and August 29th. That also means that if you're not a runner, and myself, I have not run basically all year, you can split up the days and maybe run 1 mile each day or walk the whole thing, or split up the walking or hike it, or really whatever you want to do, as long as you run or walk the 7 miles and prove it to us over that 2-week period. So I want to address that there were some concerns about, can you bike it? Can you skateboard it? We tried. Unfortunately, you can't. You have to run or walk it or hike it, or I guess you could skip it. I just got a question from Jeff. Can you choose to do it in 1 day? And if so, what's the best way to do it? So Jeff, you read my mind, because we also have an option for you. I know that some folks might say, you know what, I'd rather run it on my own or split up the days, or I want to walk it with my dog, so I'm just going to do it on my own at home, and I'll send Anne-Marie a screenshot of my completed miles to show her that I did it. Or you can run with us, because I know I need a little extra motivation, and our coach and captain and trainer, Yancy Berry, who you're going to hear from in a little while, is going to host a virtual run on August 16th at 9 a.m. So you have the option to do that as well. So there's 2 options for you, and you can decide at the last minute. If you want to decide on August 14th, you can decide on August 14th. So great question on that. I think I just got one more question. Oh no, that was it. Okay. Awesome. So I wanted to now transition into who can run this race, and what is the deal with who can run this race. Can my kids run it? Can my, like I said, your dog can walk it? So we don't have the race for dogs, unfortunately, but your kids can run it. So I'm actually going to share my screen with you, because I just want you to see how EmpowerHER is doing this, because we do want to encourage the whole family to run this. Okay, so I'm just sharing my screen with you. And before you look too deep into this, I want to just tell you that empowerHER obviously has felt the hit from the coronavirus and everything that we have going on. So we're really trying to keep our momentum high. You guys, what you have done has been so invaluable to us, and your efforts have meant more now than ever. So many of you might know that we lowered our fundraising minimum from $1,200 to $500 for this. And the reason why we did is because we wanted to acknowledge, it's not necessarily business as usual with fundraising, but what you're doing is still giving people something to look forward to, and you're still leaving your impact either way. So we want to make this fun, and we want to get the whole family involved so that we can just deepen that footprint, right? So with that being said, empowerHER has some incentives. One of them is this kids incentive. So if you are a runner and you have a 10-year-old or you have a child under the age of 10, you can have your child participate in this race, and we have some really neat incentives for them. And this will be on our website, so I won't go into depth too much. And then we also have incentives for kids ages 10 to 18. And then following that, we also have some really fun awards. So we're trying to encourage the whole family to get involved in this. Like I said, you don't have to necessarily be a runner in order to participate. We also have fun incentives for adults. So because you're on Team empowerHER, you get access to these amazing incentives. And this also includes what Falmouth provides. So you'll get your coveted mug, you'll get your bib, you'll get everything that you would if you were normally running the actual Falmouth event, plus what empowerHER has put on. And we have some really great fun first, second, and third place prizes, again, just to keep the momentum high and get you really engaged and try to have fun with it, especially since we're doing this all virtually. The other thing is that Athleta provides you a singlet, and we help you with your CrowdRise, with your GoFundMe page, and we help you with your registration. So when you come on Team empowerHER, we want to make sure that you feel supported and that you have everything that you might need. Okay, so moving on. I do just want to give you a couple of fundraising tips because, like I said, I know that this probably doesn't feel like business as usual, and it probably feels a little bit funny fundraising during a global pandemic. And like I said, you guys, what you have done for us already, those who might be seasoned runners with empowerHER, it really means so much more than you might realize. We're trying to adapt in these really hard times, and your efforts have really gone such a long way for us. So we so much appreciate that. And I think that because the Falmouth Road Race is at home virtually, we want people to feel like that you don't have to be some crazy runner or some crazy fundraiser to get involved with this. You can do it just the way that you are. If you relate to the cause, if you don't relate to the cause, no matter what, there's no better time to spread a good message than now. So I want to give one example, and I'm going to pick on our own staff member, Diane Bold. Diane is running the race with us. I believe she's walking it, and she and I had a conversation, and she's like, what am I going to do to fundraise, Anne Marie? And I said, I don't know, Diane, what do you got? What are you thinking? And she said that she had an extra Bruins jersey at home, and she simply just made a raffle on her own Facebook page and started this raffle for people to give donations to her run in order to fundraise and meet her minimum. And she met that minimum overnight. So it really goes to show that no matter what, you can still make this fun, even virtually, and you can get creative, and empowerHER is here to help you get creative in whichever way you might want to fundraise. So that's my first tip. And then the second one is just making sure that your communication tells a story. I have another friend on here. I don't know if she's on, but she's my childhood friend, and I'm going to pick on her, Hillary. Hillary was nervous about fundraising, and I sat with her, and we wrote up something really genuine, and she reached her fundraising goal in less than 24 hours, and now she even increased it again. And the reason why is because Hillary doesn't necessarily relate directly to the cause, but she just simply told a story on why she's trying to do something, especially during what is such a difficult time. If you feel like you need help really telling that story, let us know, because we're here to help. And also, your donors and anybody who donates to your cause knows that you're the one doing something incredible. You know, you're giving them an opportunity to do something great. And you know, we don't want to bypass that, and we don't want to bypass the message of why you're actually running. So I just wanted to point that out too. Awesome. Alrighty, I'm sure I missed something that I wanted to say, but I want to be respectful of your time. So I'm going to go now and transition into training and what training is all about. And I'm going to go ahead and turn the mic to Yancy. And Yancy's just going to talk a little bit about how he got involved in empowerHER and what should we expect from a training perspective, especially if we're running it.
Yancy, having trouble hearing you.
It looks like your AirPods might not be connecting.
Hold on.
We can hear you now.
Any better?
Yes, perfect.
Gotta love technology. Hold on. How about now? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, is it muffled or is it okay?
Perfect.
Okay, I apologize for that. All right, so anyway, I am Yancy Berry. I'm a personal trainer. I'm a life coach here in Los Angeles, and I am the captain of Team empowerHER. And I found out about empowerHER through Anne-Marie. I've been hosting a personal development book club here in LA for a few years, and about a year and a half, she walked in and she shared everything about empowerHER, and you know that her focus on the team, on what empowerHER is and everything that it's about, it's everything, and it's super infectious. So about a year and a half, she asked if I wanted to run the Falmouth Road Race, and I hadn't helped a cause in so long, and I also really needed a trip, so I said yes. And I've been raising money for Team empowerHER ever since. So I also, having lost my mom at age 24, can relate a bit to what it's like to lose your mom, and just the thought of, you know, what it would be like to lose your mom as a teenager or even younger than that. It made me want to get involved and help as much as I can. So that's what I do. And from this moment forward, right now we're focusing on 3 miles this week. Next week will be 4 miles. And again, you can walk it, you can run it, you can do whatever it takes to get through this bit. As long as you make progress, you can get there. And then that will culminate in 7 miles from the middle of August to the end of August. You can bang it out all in one day like we're gonna do. We're gonna do it on August 16th, it looks like. It's gonna be a live race with us together, and you can join us. But if any questions that you have, you can email me at yancy4@gmail.com, and I'm happy to answer any fitness-related questions and help you in any way possible. So Anne-Marie told me to have one Yancy piece of advice. And I think that my piece of advice is to focus on why you can, you know. So often when you're trying to get things done, our brain is programmed to think about all the things that can go wrong and why you can't complete something. Well, I want you to focus on why you can. And if you're able to focus on why you can and build on that, you will get it done one step at a time.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Yance. We really appreciate it. And Yancy and Evan, who you'll hear from in just a little while, put on some amazing workouts for us. Yancy did 3 miles for us on Sunday. So we're going to send you that link. So if you're running 3 miles this week, you get to get a whole half hour of that wisdom. So you don't want to miss it. We'll send that out. And if you're in the Facebook group, you'll have access to that as well. So thank you so much, Yancy. You've done so much for empowerHER. We are so grateful for everything you've done. So next, we're going to hand it over to Evan. Evan's going to give you a little bit of background on stretching. She's going to tell you a little bit about herself and a little bit about her story too. And let's welcome Evan. Hi.
Wait, am I unmuted?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Yancy, I'm so happy that you messed that up in the very beginning because I thought I was totally going to do that.
I got
I
you.
was like texting Anne-Marie, like, what do I have to do? Is it going to be confusing? Anyways, guys, I'm Evan. I'm one of the coaches. I'm mainly just doing the like quick 20-minute videos and all of that stuff. I am a trainer in LA. I used to work with Yancy, and then quarantine, you know, I don't know where we work now. But I am in Santa Barbara right now. And my biggest thing, I was never a runner. I never liked running. I'm a lifter. So when Anne-Marie asked me about running the LA Marathon, my first answer was no. And then my best friend from work, he said yes, and he's not even involved with empowerHER. And so I was like, okay, well now I have to. And then a bunch of people dropped out and I just kept going. I injured myself and then I realized the benefits of flexibility and mobilization. But that would have never happened if I didn't injure myself. So it was like a blessing in disguise. So because of that, I became a mobility and movement specialist. So like my biggest piece of advice, like how Yancy was saying, focus on your cans. My thing is like focus on mobility. That way, even after the road race, if you crush it, you'll still be able to move. Big thing with me and Yancy after the LA Marathon, we literally trained the next day at Equinox at 6 a.m. And I think both of our clients canceled, but we were like, just keep moving, just keep moving. Because when you stay stagnant and you stay still, that's when your muscles like cramp up and stiffen up and stay that way. So even if you're trying to run all the way through, don't stop. Just try to keep moving forward. Just like Yancy said, one step at a time. Because if you stop and you're not used to running long distances like that, or even over 3 miles, that's when it's harder to pick up because your muscles are getting stuck in that particular stance. So like you're standing, it's going to be super stiff and it's going to be 10 times harder to pick your leg up and start kicking again. So I did a 20-minute workout for you guys at the studio that I film at. I had an extra hour, so I figured I'll film for you guys, but I'm also doing a mobility regimen for you guys too that I'll be filming. It won't be 20 minutes. It'll be a lot shorter, but it'll help you guys to mobilize after every time you do run and prep for runs before you run with Yancy or practice. This is something that I do on a daily basis, and I haven't had my hamstring mess with me since the marathon. So I do practice what I preach, and I'll do the entire video with you all the way through and explain to you what we're doing, how, what you need to feel. And this is a great regimen to carry on into your daily life too. So, oh, and I met Anne-Marie in book club. Yancy's book club. I think that's it. I could preach about mobility all day.
I love it. That's awesome. Wait, Evan, do you have a Patriots shirt on right now? No, it says spiritual.
I would. I mean, Patriots are my favorite, but it's spiritual gangster. I left the empowerHER shirt back at home in LA.
Oh no, it's okay. I'm not wearing one either.
But I do have a Patriots jersey.
Love to see it, Ev. Awesome. Thank you so much, Evan, for everything. And Evan ran the LA Marathon with us too. And Yancy might have mentioned it earlier, but he ran the LA Marathon with us. And I remember mentioning the LA Marathon to Evan, and she was like, there's no way, Emery. And then the next day she's like, I'm in, and she crushed it, completely crushed it. And we're so grateful for you, Ev, for everything that you continue to do for us.
It was fun. I wouldn't be a mobility specialist if it wasn't for the LA Marathon.
I love it. Do you think you'll do another one? Not so sure.
I want to cheer Yancy on. I mean, I say this now, but I had so much fun. My favorite part was the crowd. So I might not, I don't know. I didn't want to from the gate, and then running it, I was like, whoa, this is cool. So I don't know. I don't know. I'll help people.
I love it. Well, awesome, Evan. Thank you so much. Thank you for your tips. And Evan just recorded a nice 20-minute workout for us. I don't know if I'm going to do the 3 miles, Evan. I think I'm going to do your lower body workout. So we're going to send that in a link to everyone afterward. And we're so grateful. Thank you so much, Ev. Okay, so our next speaker is Megan. Megan is a girl from empowerHER. She's brave, she's beautiful. We love Megan, and we are so excited to hear from her. Megan, I'm gonna go ahead and make you the spotlight.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
We sure can. Hi, I can see you now too. How are you, Megan? And you're wearing your Kit Cloth empowerHER shirt.
Yep.
Well, you look great in it. And a little bit of background just about Megan. She is our superstar. She decided to run this virtual race. And I think you said, Megan, you're kind of walk running it, but yeah, but you are incredible. And Megan is our second fundraiser out of 40 people right now that we have fundraising. You are number 2. So Megan, you should be so proud. You just turned 17. And you are just crushing it, and you're really inspirational because of all of that, Meg. So thank you so much, and thank you for coming on and just talking a little bit about how it's been going.
Yeah, so I'm Megan. I'm 17 and I live in Connecticut. My mom passed away from breast cancer when I was 14, and it was just always like I didn't know anyone who had lost their mom, so it was really lonely, really isolating. But one night, it was in January, I think, I was looking up like motherless daughters groups or something along those lines to try to connect with people, and empowerHER popped up, and I just got so excited. I'm not kidding when I said I was jumping up and down in my room. It was like the most hope I'd felt in so long. And I was scrolling through the pictures, and I saw one of the girls from my school who I didn't know had lost their mom, and we connected. And we're really close now, and we go to the events together, and it's just so nice having someone to like look out for, and someone to look out for you. And so then when I saw that there was a team empowerHER for the road race, first I was skeptical because I suck at running and I wasn't sure if I could raise $500, but I set up my GoFundMe that night, and the next morning I woke up to way over $500, and I was just so overwhelmed by all the support and love from people I didn't even know, from my mom's friends, from my coaches, my friends. It was just couldn't be more happy to run for you guys, and I wanted to thank you all, and hopefully we get to meet each other soon.
Wow, Megan, thank you so much. Thank you for those kind words, and honestly, in such an unpredictable time, seeing you and hearing that is, I think, what we all might have needed. So thank you so much, Meg. You are.
That's exactly what we needed, Megan. And your mom, and they did that because they love you. They did that out of love to show you how much they care about you.
Amazing. Thank you so much. And we are going to get to meet in person one day soon, even though I already feel like so many of us know you. So you're really inspirational. And you just heard Kara, because I'm about to introduce Kara. And I want to go ahead and let me see if I can find you and spotlight you, Kara. And
Over here.
There you are. I found and we definitely want to hear from our amazing founder, and we still have plenty of time. I want to be respectful of everyone's time, and we have plenty of time for any help that you guys might need with registration after this. So yeah, hi, Kara.
Hi, Anne-Marie. Hi, you guys. I'm super excited and just so grateful that you guys are on this call. Can you hear me? Can you see me?
Yep.
Okay. So I love hearing from you, Megan. I think it's really, really brave of you and so many of the girls from empowerHER who are actually doing the Falmouth Road Race, right? You may never have even heard about this race, but I thought, you know, maybe it was a good idea for us to kind of all get out there and get moving, and also to fundraise. And I think, like, to Megan's point, Megan got to hear from a lot of her mom's friends, and you know, who just adore you and love you and just wanted to, you know, cheer you on. And that's really what they were doing when you woke up that morning and you saw, you know, the donations that they had made. It's really out of love. So I'm grateful to introduce myself to you and to tell you kind of who I am and what what I did here at empowerHER, for anyone I'm meeting for the first time, my mom died when I was 9 years old. She had breast cancer. Her name was Kit. I wear her necklace every day. And so my mom died when I was in 4th grade. And after she passed away, I felt isolated just by the fact that I never knew another girl whose mom died. I grew up not far from Megan, actually in Connecticut, outside of Hartford. And I was really kind of desperate to just meet another girl that I could talk to, who really understood what I was going through. In addition to that, I was really kind of desperate to meet another older person, maybe somebody who was like 30 or 40 or 50 years old, which at the time seemed super old to me. But I'm 43 years old now, and what I try to do to any, try to do for any girl and empower her is remind them that it is survivable. Because when I was 9, I just didn't know I was going to get out of that feeling. I wasn't going to really ever survive this really deep pain that I was feeling after my mom had died. And so when I started empowerHER a few years ago here in Boston, it was to do just that, to introduce girls to other girls from all over New England, really at the time, who could relate to their loss. Girls who you might not meet when you were at school or, on your own soccer team or whatever. And additionally, it was to match girls with mentors, older women like me who could, remind a girl that it's hard now, but it gets easier. And so that's really what empowerHER is. We have a mentor program, and we have these awesome events, and now they're all virtual. We're going to launch a virtual mentor program soon. And so a lot of these funds that you guys are raising, they're going to go to support all of our new programs and all of our current programs that have been so beautiful all these years at empowerHER. So just a little bit about this runners program. I just want you to know, we understand it's not easy to ask family and friends for money. We understand it's not easy to run 7 miles in one day, but a message that we always give to girls at empowerHER, and I always try to share with girls is, you can do hard things. And so you're going to hear from Yancy and Evan, you can do this. You can do hard things. Running a 7-mile race in one day is not easy. And in this case, just run it over 2 weeks. And so another thing that we always try to remind the girls at empowerHER is, you can do hard things because you have something really, really hard that you deal with every day. But another thing is, it's okay to ask for help. And so we want you to go to Yancy, we want you to go to Evan, we want you to ask for help, we want you to come to me and Anne-Marie and everyone at empowerHER and ask for help along the way. But we really just hope you have a great experience in training, in doing the actual race, and in fundraising. And so I love this race. I'm not a runner. I just want to say that. I ran this Falmouth road race last year, and it's gorgeous. It's along the beach on Cape Cod, and it's a big fat bummer that we're not doing it this year. But what Yancy and Evan are trying to do for us is just get us out there and get moving. And we've all been kind of cooped up for a really long time. And this has been a really, really hard time for a lot of us. And so right now, I really just love the fact that we're all getting out, getting moving, and we're fundraising. And I hope you feel good about your fundraising efforts. And I want you to know it's super easy. So with that, I'm going to totally embarrass a couple of kids because we want kids to be involved in this race. So Ava is going to come on. Ava's my daughter. She's 9 years old. She's going to be fundraising.
Hi, Ava.
Because she's got your back. This is Ava to show all the girls at empowerHER that she's got your back. And so she's going to do this 7-mile walk. She's going to fundraise the $500. Might be a lemonade stand. We might be selling crafts. We don't know. We'll figure it out. And this is Shane. Shane's not a runner. He likes CrossFit. And he's got like a super fancy CrossFit gym. But he's going to walk. He's not going to run. I'm going to run. So in this house, we're all going to do something. Murphy is 13 years old. He's not here right now. He's at a pool party because he's awesome. But his best friend is here. So Anne-Marie, you need to show Rakeem. Rakeem is on vacation with his big sister, Courtney, who's our intern, because we like to keep everything in the family at empowerHER. So there's Rakeem. So Rakeem and Murphy are 13 years old. They can do this Rakeem, you have no excuse. You can do you can do 7 miles. You can either walk it or run it, and you got to raise $500. And so when I asked Murphy how he was going to raise $500, he said he was going to have a lemonade stand and he was going to sell Kool-Aid and cupcakes. So I guess you're selling Kool-Aid and cupcakes in our driveway, like next week. So I just want everyone to feel like they could, like everyone can do this. When there wasn't a global pandemic, you had to go to Falmouth. And I mean, half of us haven't even heard of a town like Falmouth. Yancy flew from Los Angeles to Falmouth and he got to experience it. It was really a really beautiful, iconic event. But now just do it at home and run, walk, jog, whatever you want to do over 2 weeks. And it's just not that much to ask. It's something super fun. And I think right now we all just kind of need to, you know, do something as a community. So I'm super grateful. Anne-Marie, thank you so much. You did a beautiful job just getting us all together tonight. Evan, I love you. Yancy, I love you wherever you are. I have like 2 cameras here that I can't really figure out. Thank you to everyone.
Love you too.
Who's actually, who's raising money, who's running, who's walking, who's doing whatever you have to, whatever you can do. And then stick around because we want to take the guesswork out. If it's overwhelming for you to set up your page, just stay here. We'll help you do it. We have an amazing, smart, and compassionate and just hardworking group of interns, and they're here to help just make sure that everyone has some support in setting up their fundraising pages and getting their registration in. So thank you so much. I love you guys. I really, really appreciate this.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you, Belvin fam. Auntie Mandy says, hello, family. Margaret says, hello, Belvins. Thank you so much. All right, guys. That was so great. Thank you to everyone who spoke. Kara, thank you so much. Now I want to get the whole, I want to get my grandfather to do it because why not? You know, half a mile a day. We can do this. Anyway, so next steps, if you already set up your fundraising page, if you already signed up with Falmouth, if you're good to go and you're done, no problem, you can sign off. If you are brand new to empowerHER and you are ready to sign up with empowerHER and then do those 2 tasks that I just said, stick around and go ahead and just write a note in the chat. If you don't feel comfortable writing it to everybody, you can also just message to me and I will go ahead and assign you someone in one of our interns into a breakout room.